Welcome to the AccessIGov screencast. This screencast will be focused on presenting the new features of the personal assistant client, namely the new design of PAC pages, navigation guide support, and support for full-text search. This presentation assumes that the viewer is already accustomed with basic use of personal assistant client presented within the tour guides of scenarios. The visual design of Personal Assistant Client has been completely reinvented in version 2. This time, focus has been shifted to self-understandability and intuitiveness rather than verbatim representation of data structures from ontologies. Instead of navigable task tree, we have two all-encompassing tables containing most important details about all the tasks and all the services presented all the time. Hereby presented is the My Tasks table. The table consists of two-level hierarchical list of subtasks and tasks. Subtasks are there to guide the user through meeting additional requirements and preconditions of the primary task. For each task, the table may contain the fee, the administration office providing a service needed to fulfill this task, and all resources, mainly documents, required by the administration office before approaching them for service. In many cases, further information is contained in collapsible collapsed by default sections in order to spare place in this summary view. Also, the state of given task, namely whether some information still needs to be passed with regards to it, have been more verbosely displayed, along with actions that can bring it to fully defined state or are otherwise directly related to it. For example, here we can add missing information about place of birth, which is needed to select proper office for the task copy of register. The color highlights in the My Tasks table visualize changes in the process state after personalization. Therefore, user is better orientated in the influence his or her answers make. The My Offices table, on the other hand, contains list of government offices that AccessIGov system has found needed for realizing tasks in the My Task table. It is possible that multiple tasks will be realized by given office. That means multiple visits in this office. These are summarized here. This table should be an easy-to-use reference when actually visiting offices after customizing the whole live event. Therefore, a special printable version of this table is available. The third table, My Data, contains summary of all questions answered by the citizen up to date, allowing to change any of them any moment. In long proceedings, the live event can consist of quite complex hierarchy of tasks and subtasks. The personal assistant client has been optimized to allow the citizen to personalize only subset of those tasks in order to get the interesting information as fast as possible. This, however, can create a confusion among users who would like to personalize the whole live event in one step to get a complete list of AccessIGov generated suggestions for visits. In order to reconcile those two usage styles, the Personal Assistant Client version 2 contains a built-in navigation support mechanism. Two blue buttons on the top and bottom of the page contains an always available suggestion what can be done next and what is the way to repeat previous action. The right button selects the first unpersonalized task in the top-down order, so that by clicking it, the user can be sure to reach the fully defined state in most optimal order. For example, here the first unpersonalized task is copy of birth register to certify your birth, and this is what this button suggests to do. I am now personalizing it by specifying my place of birth, which will be turned into a match that will select the proper administration office. On the other hand, the left button allows to repeat the last performed action and move back to pages that have been visited previously. For example, here, as part of previous personalization, the AccessGov system displayed a message that it is unable to find the responsible administration office for this task. This button allows to easily repeat the previous personalization, correcting some of the answers. Now we can see the result of changed personalization. After clicking the right button several times, we will finally reach the fully defined state of every process. Yet another unpersonalized task. And here we have reached the fully personalized state of the live event, so that we can move to summary page and start visiting the offices. The third new functionality in the Personal Assistant Client version 2 I would like to present is the full-text search of services. The search is exhibited in the service selection page, which in case of location for marriage in marriage scenario contains list of all locations annotated by administrations taking part in the AccessGov project. Of course, the list can be browsed manually. In order to help the user find the proper choice, an option to filter the list using keywords have been added. For example, here user is looking for marriage locations on a ship. And the resulting list has two entries. The full-text search mechanism matches both keywords in the title of the service as well as the attached description. The result list contains excerpts from the descriptions directly surrounding the keyword. The titles take precedence.